Hey, what's going on, Westside Church? Ben Fleming here to give you another devotional, but really I'm here to talk about the newest Star Wars series, and that is The Mandalorian. Maybe you've seen The Mandalorian, maybe you haven't. You've probably seen a guy looks like Boba Fett, the bounty hunter from the early... Anyway, but it talks about this culture, this group of people that are called the Mandalorians. And they have defining characteristics, especially these fighter guys, right? They have a specific kind of looking helmet. They have a specific kind of armor. They fight in a specific way, and they have a specific kind of code. All these things build up to understanding and being able to identify really quickly, all right, these are the Mandalorians. You can spot them from a mile away because of how they act and how they dress, how they speak. And one thing that they actually say to each other a lot is, "This is the way," which again is just kind of a cultural defining thing for them. When one Mandalorian says to another, "This is the way," their minds go to this specific kind of code or way of living that they've all made the decision to subscribe to. And so when we ask ourselves about the Beatitudes and we ask ourselves about why Jesus might have done this, right? Because we're doing who, what, when, where, why Jesus presented the Beatitudes, it's to give people that are going to or are currently his followers an idea of how a Christian should look and sound. And that helps us then come back to this one shared idea, right? That whenever we can look at each other and we can remind ourselves of the Beatitudes, or we remind ourselves, actually at Westside Church we use the term the way of Jesus, it doesn't call into mind maybe what a lot of other people have said or what our Christian traditions have brought to us. Instead, we can go to the Beatitudes where Jesus is very clearly defining for us, this is how a follower of mine will look and will sound. And he says, blessed are the poor in spirit, the peacemakers, those who mourn. This is what the Christian will look like. And so I really believe that what God is trying to speak to us through the why of all of this is the why of keeping us focused again on the actual Jesus that we see teaching in these scriptures right here. Because if we begin to veer away from this, right? If we begin to veer away from not just our ideals, but our beliefs in who Jesus is, then all of a sudden it's not very Mandalorian anymore, right? It takes us out of this way that he has called us to. So be encouraged and be inspired again and again to revisit these words in the way of Jesus. Because if we as a people of Christians, if we as a people of Westside Church can create a shared language and shared understanding, it allows us to do so many things. It allows us to make decisions quickly because we know that we're called to be with the poor in spirit, and we know that we're called to be peacemakers and not just peacekeepers. If we have this shared language and this shared idea in mind, it creates a lot of unity, even if we don't have uniformity. And it allows the church to move and to be powerful and effective, and allows you, the individual, the follower of Jesus Christ, to move quickly and to be effective in the world around you. And we're constantly reminded, we're brought back to the way of Jesus. Thanks for joining me. Catch us up tomorrow.